Good morning, everyone. Hi, crafters. Today is Sunday, October 12th, and we're still playing with these two items. The bundle that's Swirled Designs that has the 7-piece stamp set and the 10-piece die set. So I'm just going to let you know that I didn't get a lot done yesterday. I went and got my flu and COVID shots. I got one in each arm, and the COVID side one, it really hurts. So it's just sore. So stamping wasn't a big priority for me yesterday because it was kind of hurting a little bit. So anyway, we're going to use the stamp sets today to create. When I saw this, I thought that you could make some scenery type items out of this. All right, like a scenery background. So we're going to try that. All right. So the colors I have here are Coastal Cabana, Balmy Blue, Pecan Pie, and Daffodil Delight. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is a piece 5 1/4 by 4, very vanilla. And I'm going to grab these lines that I thought looked kind of like water. I think I mentioned that yesterday. Oh, and speaking of yesterday, if you watched yesterday, the glass studio mat is $60, not $69. Okay, just wanted to let you know that. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do just a little bit of a water look. I'm going to put a couple layers of this balmy blue down. Ooh, went to the wrong end to close it. That is not good. Then let's go to the Coastal Cabana. I'm not going to clean off my stamp because they're very similar in colors. I'm just putting a little bit more movement in there for that water-like look. I'm going to bring it up to you because I know the lighting's a little bit off today. So there you go. I thought this looked like ground. Right, this is that like crosshatchy looking thing. So I'm going to layer this up with pecan pie. I'm going to take some of it off. I'm not going to make it so thick, so wide. So I'm going to take my pecan pie dauber. I'm just going to kind of take off a little bit of that there, just so it kind of blends in. There we go. Then I'm going to take that, I'm going to put it right there at the top of that water. All right, now let's do it again because we have that side there. So I'm going to ink it up again. And yes, you could put down Scotch tape, you know, plain tape over that part, but then you would have a very stark line, and I kind of wanted to have like a more faded or muted line. All right, so there's what I'm considering my ground. All right, you with me so far? So there we have our water. We have the ground. Now I'm going to take 2 of my blending brushes that have just some orange and some yellow left on them. Not a lot, mind you. But I'm just going to kind of make like a little star-like background. And if you wanted it darker, you could go ahead and ink it up. Like I said, I just want the remnants. All right, so there you have that orange background. Let me show you. We have another piece laying around here that I could show you. Yeah, here we go. So see, there is some orange on that background. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of yellow overall, just to kind of blend it all together. So now we have that. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp it halfway off. Let me get this back here. I'm going to stamp it halfway off. I'm going to put the whole thing on there. So it looks kind of like a sun in the corner. This is a Daffodil Delight. I'm just going to have that peeking right over that corner. I have to do it again. Didn't get it very dark. All right. So see, and then if you don't like that little hole there, just stamp over it with the stamp left over. So now we have a little bit of a sun-like look in that corner. All right, let me see. Put all these over here. All right, and I thought the perfect complement to this was Layered Thoughts. Now this is from the annual catalog. Oops, sorry. And it's from $1 Million Sales Achiever, Barb Brindle, I think it is. Brimhall, Barb Brimhall. So I thought that it looked very similar. Well, not similar, but it would complement this kind of sketchy, overall looking, artistic approach. So I think I'll use Memento. I thought about using Pecan Pie, but I think the Pecan Pie would just kind of meld in. And I'm going to stamp most of this thinking of over that ground line. All right, so I didn't use my Stamparatus. I only have one shot at this. So I'm not pressing hard, but I am applying pressure just to make sure that all those letters come out. All right. Now I am thinking, what color do I want to put on the back? I'm looking over here. Do I want to do a peach pie? Is this is not another. This is another layer. Is this one long enough to be peach pie? No. All right. You know what? I'm going to use my old favorite color. It's loved, well loved. Oh, I can't find it. This is just the way my day's gone, guys. Just so you know. Because I'm thinking, let's go ahead. I'm going to grab peach pie. And I'm going to grab Secret Sea. So the peach pie is going to be my actual base. Let me put all this over here. Let me bring this back over here. So this is going to be my base. This is going to be 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And I like putting that right in the corner there to make sure it's all lined up really well. Take my bone folder, and then I'm going to cut out just a little tiny layer over that. So what I'm going to do is, this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/4, 4 1/4 by 4 by 5 1/4. Oh my Lord! Here, 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to make this 5 3/8 and 4 1/8. So this is going to have a very small border. Let me grab out my seal. I'm hovering it over. I have my fingers between there. I'm not putting it down until I think I like the border all the way around. And then I'm pressing down. And here's this. And again, putting my fingers under there till I think I have a good border all the way around, and then pressing down. All right, and I'm thinking I need something there. So I'm going to go back to the Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots in the online store, because I have a blue sticker, which means they're an online store, or online exclusive, sorry. And I'm just going to put a couple to kind of fill up that area. And there you are. There's my version of an artistic scene. All right. And like I said, yesterday was a little bit challenging using my arm. So let me show you the card examples I did do. So here I took those cutouts we had from yesterday. I glued them down. Then I ran them through that plaid 3D embossing folder. Let me show it to you. To kind of embed it even more into the cardstock. Added this ephemera and just called it a day on that one. This is when my arm was really starting to hurt. So I took those punch outs we did yesterday, took that Aurora Lights, is it? Let me grab it. Grab it from over here. Lights of Aurora. Show you. Lights of Aurora. Paper. That, I believe that's in the mini. Let me look really quick. It goes with the Lights and Wonder. Yeah, it's in the mini. That DSP. Oh, it doesn't like to focus today. Here we go. It's in the September to December mini. So that DSP matches or coordinates with that stamp set. So I just took the stars we had punched out. Remember that off-center star that came out from the middle of the cutout? Well, I tried to trim it down a little. As you can see, I didn't really do a great job because it's really not an even star. The more I trimmed it, the worse it got. So it's kind of like a Patrick star. It's not really a star. It's kind of just whatever shape it is. But I did that, then I added a little wink of Stella to the stars, and then wink of Stella on the dots on that DSP, just to give it some sparkle. All right, guys. That was my 3 cards using Swirled Designs and the Swirled Designs dies to make it into a bundle. Thanks for watching, giving me that thumbs up. Have a great Sunday. Share on your social media. Send me a comment. Most of all, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.